Hi everyone, thank you for once again joining me. So for the people who are new here, who've never seen my videos, I started this channel because I am partially sighted, I am legally blind, I have 5% vision. So I realized that on YouTube sometimes it's very difficult to follow recipes because the recipe is put on the screen while they're preparing the food. So I decided I think there's a need. So I do carnivore recipes, and this time I made a carnivore pizza. Very interesting. It's quite an expensive recipe, so it's not something I make every day. But I just thought I have to show you, and if you have a special occasion and there is somebody that wants to eat low carb, that's one of the things that you surely can make them. So the crust of the pizza is made of meat, like a meat flour. I used chicken fillet, I cooked it, and then I put it in the machine, and I made a fine powder like a flour, and I used it with other ingredients to make a dough. So it's quite filling. The bit of advice I can give you is that you have to make the crust thinner. Mine was too thick. So you can make a thinner crust. You must press it into the pan, and you can make more than one crust. Then you can make 2 pizzas perhaps with the same amount of ingredients. So I hope you enjoy it. It's very filling. It's very satisfying, and you might learn something new. Enjoy, guys.
Welcome to Sightless and Sizzling. Welcome to Sightless and Sizzling.
Hi guys, I'm back with a very interesting recipe today. So I'm going to make carnivore pizza today. So it's not a recipe that I usually do because it's quite expensive to do it. So I would say it's for a special occasion. It's very delicious. It doesn't have any flour in. It's 100% carnivore. So I'm going to tell you now what all the ingredients are. So what I've done before the time, I've taken 3 chicken breasts and I boiled them, and then I've put them in the food processor. So they're like a flour. So it's three chicken breasts. Looks like that is actually my flour I'm going to use for the crust. And I also have pork rinds here. It's 60 grams. I also made it into a pork panko, so it's also like a flour. Okay, so there's these 2 ingredients, and I have 4 eggs in front of me. I might not be using all 4 eggs because I'm going to put them in and see what the consistency is. That will depend on the consistency. Then I have 2 cheeses. One is cheddar cheese, normal cheddar cheese, and the other one is mozzarella. The cheeses you can add as you can. What's my word ek nou na soek? Hoeveelhede?
Amounts.
The amounts that you want. It's according to taste. So I think mine is about 200 grams for the mozzarella and about 100 grams for the cheddar. But I'm going to see when I put it on the pizza if it's enough. And I also have salami here, a few pieces. I've cut them in 4, each round piece I've cut in 4 to put on the pizza afterwards. I'm also going to add gelatin, 2 teaspoons of gelatin with my dough, my crust. Then I also have 2 containers of cottage cheese. The cottage cheese is altogether about 100 milliliters, but I'm not sure how much I'm going to use. So usually you put tomato sauce on the crust. So I'm going to put the cottage cheese instead of the tomato sauce. So, and then I also have my salt and pepper, and for a little bit extra flavor I'm going to add biltong powder. So here in South Africa we make biltong, it's dried out meat, but this one it's powdered dried out meat. So I'm going to put it over the pizza, over the cheese. So I think that might be delicious. Okay, so let me start. I'm going to use my hands because that will be the best way for me to mix it. The first ingredient is going to be the pork rinds. I'm going to put it, and also I didn't tell you I've got a mixing bowl here, quite a big mixing bowl. Now I'm going to adding all the dry ingredients first. So this is the chicken. It's like a powdered chicken. Okay. Next one is gelatin. Just going to add 2 teaspoons, but I think my gelatin might only be 2 teaspoons that's in here, so I'm going to put in all of it. Okay, now I'm going to mix it by hand, all these ingredients. Just get a knife. I'm going to start by adding 2 eggs with this because I'm not sure it will be too much if I put all 4 in. I'm cracking the egg, first I'm cracking it in a little cup just to make sure that it's okay. And I always smell it as well. So this is 1. If it can help you guys, I always put the egg in my hand, in the palm of my hand, and I take a knife, the flat side, and I do this, and then I break the egg. So I don't know how you guys are doing it. We usually have our own ways of doing stuff, but this is, for me, it's a good way. But you can try any way you would like to do that. Okay, so I added 3 eggs now, but I think it might not be enough. I just want to see, I think this one might be, first going to mix it with a spoon now. Yeah, definitely I will be needing more eggs. Let's mix it up thoroughly. And I'm going to use that egg now. Egg granola, I only put 3 in. Okay, just going to fetch 2 more eggs quickly. I decided I'm going to bring along my first choice cream as well, because I think I might need to add some cream as well, because at the moment it's still very dry. I'm going to break another egg in my cup. I think I'm also going to add the last egg. My flour is much more than I expected, so I actually doubled the recipe, so you would be able to perhaps make more than 1 pizza crust with this. I'm gonna rinse my hands quickly. Add the last egg, so altogether it was now 5 eggs. And I've added. I'm going to mix this as well. Oops. The crust is jumping out of the mixing bowl. That's fine. Okay, I think I'm going to get a cup. So I think the big one is a whole cup. Next one is half. And this one, what do you think this one? I don't know if I would be able to see. A third. I think I'm going to put in a third cup of cream. And I think the consistency will be wonderful. Let's see. I'm adding it now. I love these measuring cups. Bob bought them sometime. And for me that still can see a little bit. The cups are, every cup is a different color. So if I want to, I can learn the colors and know what the measurements are. So the green one now I know is the whole cup, and the pink one I know is the half a cup. Now I know the blue one is the third of a cup. Let me add some salt and pepper. If I can find the opening. So this is also to taste. But remember, if you don't eat carbs, then you can add as much salt as you like. Then you can add salt to taste. You don't have to worry about salt because it's carbohydrates that makes you retain water. So that is excellent. I think we can know that. Some black pepper I'm adding. Okay, we mix it again. Now I must make sure it's mixed it's mixed properly. I use like a silicone type of spoon with a wooden handle. I like these silicone spoons because when you scrape on the sides, it takes it off completely. I love that. So I actually wanted to measure that container that I'm going to make the pizza in, the dough in. So I'm just quickly going to fetch a tape measure. Back. I just want to make sure I've got this glass pan here. It's a round pan and it has sides, but the sides are not very high. It's like, I think like 1 centimeter high. So I actually love this pan. Now I have to measure it. Okay. Looks like 30 centimeters. Deursnee, what's deursnee in English? But anyway, it's 30 centimeters. Okay. And I have parchment paper that I'm just going to put here, and when I put the crust inside, it will flatten the parchment paper. Okay, I think I'm going to use my hands from now on. Much easier. So this dough is quite a lot. So I think it's going to be too much for one pizza. I don't want a thick crust because it's a meat crust, you can actually say. I think I'm going to take half of the dough. Put it on my parchment paper on the pan, and I'm going to flatten it now. So now I must work hard to get it everywhere, to the sides, you know. I must make it as thin as possible, but there mustn't be any holes. I'm already creating some holes, that's fine. I think I'm going to ask Bo to stop the video now so that I just finish this and I'll come back to you. Okay, so guys, I pressed the batter into the pan now. This is going to be my pizza crust. And now I'm going to put it in the oven at about 160 for 20 minutes. And then I'll come back to you. So let me just quickly put it in. Okay, see you just now. Okay guys, I'm going to remove this from the oven now. My crust. There. I can feel that it's definitely more firm. So that is wonderful. So because I experimented a little bit while I was away, I realized now that you must rather put it on 180 degrees or 350 Fahrenheit. And for 30 minutes. Okay. Now, what I have to do now is quite a difficult part. I'm not sure how to help the guys that are totally blind. At least I can see what I'm doing. But I think I'm going to be able to explain to you. I'm going to put the cream cheese on the pizza crust now. So I put the whole blob of cream cheese on the crust in the middle. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to spread it to the sides. Soft, not too very, don't press too hard because you must take it to the sides. Okay, just like I use the spoon, the back side of the spoon to spread it. And I can see mine is not really enough. So I think you can use about 150 grams of cream cheese. This is instead of the red sauce that people put on the pizza. I'm just spreading it everywhere and make sure it's on the sides as well. If you have somebody with you, you can see, you can really ask them to help you with this part. But if you can manage on your own, it's also perfect. This is just going to make it a little bit more juicy. It's not too dry. What do you think, Bo? You think it's okay now?
Yes.
Okay, now it's enough. Okay, now I've got my sauce on. Next step is I think I'm first going to take some cheddar. I'm not going to use all the cheddar because I still have a small base I also made. I tried to grate this cheddar and it just broke into pieces. I'm just going to spread it all over. I'm starting on the outsides and then I go in just to make sure that there is cheese on the outside, not on the outer side of the pizza. Just spread it everywhere. So the pieces it broke into is like chunks when you grate it on the biggest side of your grater. But it's going to melt, so it doesn't really matter what the size is. Okay. I think this was about 150 grams of cheddar. Now I'm going to put on some mozzarella cheese. Also going to start on the outsides and working my way into the middle. Just like a spiral nearly. Oh, this cheese smells divine. Just start on the outside again. And then spiral to the inside. Some more. Boy, must tell me if I'm making a mess of this. You think it's covered everywhere?
Yep.
Now comes the biltong, a wonderful South African treat. Like I explained earlier, it's a biltong powder. So I'm also going to start from the outsides. Just sprinkle it by hand on top of the cheese. When they make the biltong, they put all kinds of spices inside. Some people, when they're doing carnivore, they don't use any spices, but I do. I do sometimes use, because carnivore is also an elimination diet, a way of seeing what your body responds to, what you're sensitive to. So some people can't even use the spices. Okay. Just going to quickly rinse my hands again. So this pizza crust, you can actually use it for a lot of stuff. If you want to make like a souffle with the crust, you can also use this. You can be creative with your ingredients. Okay, now I've got salami here. I've cut it in quarters. I'm going to also, let me start at 6 o'clock. I put one at 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, well, 4, 5. My clock is not very accurate. I'm just putting it all around. Here's a big piece. I can't put that big piece. I have to. So I put it at the edges first. And I think I'm going to put this big one in the middle. It's not so big, but it's bigger than the others. And then in the middle of those two, I'm also going to make a circle on the inside. Okay. So our doggy May, her name is May. She's a German Shepherd. What's her name? German Shepherd.
Chow.
Chow mix. She loves this meat. She loves any meat. Okay, so I'll spread pieces around. Now I'm going to put my pizza back in the oven. I think now I'm just going to keep it in for 15 minutes. I'll first put it in for 10 minutes and we'll see if the cheese is melted. Otherwise I'll put it in for 5 more minutes. And it's so easy, guys. It is a lot of prepping work before the time. But when you've got all your ingredients together, you can't go wrong. Okay, see you just now. Okay guys, I'm going to remove it from the oven now after about 7 minutes because the cheese, you think the cheese is already melted. Yes. Come near about and show everybody. Let me just close this up. Okay, so that's our pizza. Guys, so I stopped my video there because the neighbor's dogs were barking so loudly that I couldn't concentrate, and it would have really spoiled my video. So with the pizza finished now, I just wanted to add that you can put anything of your choice on the pizza. And I also wanted to mention that I do not eat like this every day. Carnivore is not expensive. When you do the clean carnivore diet, all animal products, you don't have a big appetite. You eat like once or twice a day, and that's totally enough. And the animal products have all the nutrients and vitamins and fats and proteins in that you need for your body to be very healthy. So I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope you tried to make the pizza, make it for a special occasion, and please like and share and subscribe, and please comment. I would love to read your comments. And I must say, this pizza is very filling. You won't regret making it. Okay, bye-bye.